Hey Krishna, dear devotees. So we're going to seek the blessings of Radha Madhava, Radha Shyamsundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Gauranitai, Srila Prabhupada, and the assembled devotees. So, Nrsimhadev Chaturdasi is coming up on Wednesday, which is a very important day. Devotees love Nrsimhadev love devotees. And the reason is because he offers protection. We really don't want to ask anything from the Lord. But from Lord Narasimhadeva, we can ask, please protect me so that I can serve Radha and Krishna. This is one of the most amazing prayers that we can actually recite without feeling guilty about asking for anything from the Lord. So I was planning to look at the Srimad Bhagavad Puran in the 7th canto. There are many chapters which are dedicated to this pastime of Prahlad Maharaj and Nrsimhadev Bhagwan. So I was thinking that we could recite those verses in English. So this is a Bhagavatam 7th canto, 8th chapter, 18th verse. Actually, is Riyansh with us? No, Riyansh is not there. Okay. Sa sattam inam parito vipasyam stambasya madhyad alu nirjihanam nayam mirgo napi naron ahokim Mugendra Rupam. While Hiranyakashipu looked all around to find the source of the sound, that wonderful form of the Lord, which he attained. To be either a man or a lion emerged from the pillar. In amazement, Hiranyakashipu wondered, what is this creature that is half man, half lion? So let's look at some of the chapters. Chapter 2 of 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is a summary of it. When the Lord appeared as the boar, Varaha, and killed Hiranyakashipu's brother, Hiranyaksh, so Hiranyakashipu was very aggrieved. In anger, he accused the Lord of being partial to his devotees. He began to agitate all the Rakshasas. Staring up into the sky with blazing eyes, he clenched his fists. Fellow demons, he cried out, I will defeat the demigods and conquer the entire universe. I will destroy Vishnu by slicing his head from his body. So this is the arrogance. We can see the arrogance of Hiranyakashipu. Sorry. He disturbed the ritualistic ceremonies of the peaceful sages. For want of performance of yajna, sacrifice, the demigods began wandering unseen on earth. So they were displaced, basically. After the funeral ceremonies, Hiranyakashipu began speaking to the relatives from the scriptures about the eternity of the spirit soul, actions of karma. So we can see, actually, Hiranyakashipu was quite a learned person. In order to console his relatives, because they were all grieving for the death, because of the death of Hiranyaksh, the brother, actually, Hiranyakashipu was speaking from the scriptures. In this way, Hiranyakashipu pacified Diti and Rushabhanu, mother and sister-in-law, and engaged their minds in spiritual understanding. So that's chapter 2. Chapter 3, Bhagavatam. And these are probably about 20, 30 verses, but we just summarize them. Hiranyakashipu's plan to become immortal. Hiranyakashipu wanted to become immortal. He practiced severe austerities for a long time on the Mandara mountain. He stood on tiptoe, raising his arms above his head and fixing his gaze on the top of the sky. He did not eat, drink, or sleep. He remained fixed in that position for a very long time. So long that the ants built a nest around him and devoured his flesh. So if you just imagine, this austerity was so severe. He was standing on his tiptoe, his hands up in the air for thousands of years. The ants had ate his body. There was only skeleton, and the soul was just wandering around the skeleton. A kind of fire began blazing from his head. disturbing the entire universe. Lord Brahma went to see Hiranyakashipu. Let me just see if there's any pictures of this. Yes, there you go. So this is, you can see Hiranyakashipu's his flesh had been eaten. This is the austerity he was doing. And this fire was emanating. It reached even up to, nearly up to Satyalok. It was such a devastating fire. So he disturbed the entire universe. Lord Brahma, the creator of the world, became alarmed. Riding on his swan, he appeared before the demon. Brahma then sprinkled water from his kamandalu, a type of water pot, upon the demon's head, rejuvenating his body. So this is what we see in this picture. There's Lord Brahma who's come. He's sprinkling some water, holy sacred water from his kamandalu. And in that way, Hiranyakashipu's body came back again. He is, after all, the creator of this secondary universe, this universe. And then he said to Hiranyakashipu, "Oh, king of the Asuras, I am astounded at your determination. Please tell me, what is it that you want so badly?" Bowing down respectfully to Lord Brahma, Hiranyakashipu requested, "My desire is to become immortal. I wish to live forever." Lord Brahma said, "I can't help you, my friend. For although I live for trillions of years, even I must die one day. How can I give you something which I do not have myself?" Hiranyakashipu was disappointed. After all these years of hardship, he was not going to give up his life's ambition. His eyes lit up with an idea. When Lord Brahma agreed to give him benediction, he prayed as follows: "I don't want to be killed in any place, covered or uncovered. I don't want to be killed in the day or night, by any weapon, or on land or in the air, by any human being, by any animal, by any demigod, by any living entity." He further prayed for supremacy over the entire universe and requested the 8 yogic perfections, such as anima and lagima. So he asked for other things as well. He asked for, "I don't want to be killed inside or outside. I don't want to be killed in any month of the year." Like that, he was asking for so many different boons. And Lord Brahma was just giving him tathastu, tathastu, tathastu. So chapter 4 of the 7th canto. He terrorizes the universe. Hiranyakashipu laughed, believing himself now to be immortal. Traveling throughout the universe, he defeated the rulers of each planet until he conquered Indra, king of heaven. Hiranyakashipu conquered everyone. All the demigods but Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva came under his control. Living in Indra's palace, Hiranyakashipu enjoyed a life of great luxury. He was very proud of his wealth, his huge army, and beautiful wife. However, despite all this material power, he was dissatisfied because he was puffed up. So this is the point. No matter how much wealth, how many friends, relatives, etc. we will have, it's not going to be enough. We'll always want more. This is the nature of this world. This is the nature of the material, 3 modes of material nature. It makes us want more, even if we got enough. So what happened? The demigods, they approached Lord Vishnu in Shwetadweep, the ocean of milk. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Indra, they all approached the Lord. Eventually, the demigods and sages prayed to the Lord for relief from Hiranyakashipu's rule. Lord Vishnu informed the demigods that everyone would be saved from the fearful conditions, and Hiranyakashipu's last exploit would be to torment his own son, Prahlad, an exalted Vaishnava. Then his life would end. When the demigods were reassured by the Lord, they were satisfied. Narad Muni describes the characteristics of Prahlad Maharaj and how his father envied his own son. Isn't this a tragedy? Tragedy. So this is chapter 4. Chapter 5. Sorry, just one second. Prahlad Maharaj, the saintly son of Hiranyakashipu. When Prahlad was 5 years old, his father began to notice there was something strange about this boy. He wasn't acting like an ordinary Rakshas. He was neither proud nor greedy. Indeed, he was quite calm and kind-hearted. This was a blow. Hiranyakashipu was concerned, taking his son into his lap. He said, "You are very intelligent." Just one second. You are very intelligent, but tell me, what is the most important thing that you have learned at school? Hiranyakashipu's spiritual master, Sukracharya, had 2 sons, Sanda and Amarka. Sorry, just 1 second. To whom Prahlad Maharaj was thus entrusted for education into the demoniac way of life. Prahlad did not carry out the orders of his teacher, for he was always engaged in worshipping Lord Vishnu. So Hiranyakashipu had asked the teachers to teach this boy about demoniac life, how to earn money, how to rule over others, how to behave in a threatening manner. Once, however, he never listened to the teachers. Although he would sit in class saying nothing, he wouldn't disrespect the teachers, but he wouldn't listen to them either. Once Hiranyakashipu inquired from his son, what was the best thing that he had learned from his teachers? So they took him into, the teachers were thinking, oh, yeah, he's listening to everything we're saying. He's agreeing with everything. He's not agreeing. He's not disagreeing, so he must be agreeing. So they took him before the father. The father asked to see the boy. And Hiranyakashipu was expecting the boy to have learned the demoniac ways. Prahlad replied, however, studying about politics and the art of war is a waste of time. Those who are really intelligent have no enemies because they understand that they are servants of Lord Vishnu, who lives in everyone's heart. One should give up his household life and go to the forest to worship the Supreme Lord. This is the last thing Hiranyakashipu would expect from his son. When Hiranyakashipu heard from his son about devotional service, he decided that this boy had been polluted. Thus, he advised the teachers to take better care of the boy and teach him properly. Actually, he got very upset with the teachers. Later again, Hiranyakashipu affectionately inquired from his son. So after some time, he had been in school, he'd been taught lots of things. The teachers thought, we've reformed this fellow into a nice demon. So Hiranyakashipu again inquired from his son, what is the best thing that you have learned? Prahlad began praising the 9 processes of devotional service, such as Shravanam Kirtanam. So these are very famous words, Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Hearing and chanting about this transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and pastimes of Lord Vishnu, remembering them, remembering the Lord, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offering prayers to the Lord, becoming his servant, considering the Lord one's best friend, surrendering everything into him. In other words, serving him with the body, mind, and words. These 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One who dedicated his life to the service of Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood to be the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge. So these 2 verses are very important. Wow, this made him angry. Hiranyakashipu chastised the teachers, Sanda and Amarka, and again they had to prove themselves innocent. Enraged, Hiranyakashipu asked his assistants to kill the boy. This is the demoniac nature. Kill the boy. He's my son, but kill him. Though they attacked him viciously with spears, swords, tridents, they failed to pierce his tender skin. The Lord was always protecting, even when not requested. But they were unsuccessful due to the Lord. The point here, which really distinguishes Prahlad from anybody else, is that even when they were torturing him, he never asked the Lord for protection. Not once. In fact, he was thinking, oh, they're just playing with me. They're just playing, cop and robber or whatever. This is why the Lord is so affectionate to Prahlad. Never did he even ask anything from the Lord. So this is something which is just is in a category of his own, Prahlad. Hiranyakashipu ordered to hurl the child from the top of a cliff, but protected by the Lord, Prahlad floated like a feather to the ground. In fact, Lord Vishnu was there to catch him. They threw him before a charging elephant, which came to a sudden halt, just short of the boy. They cast him into a pit of seething snakes that refused to bite him. They tried everything to kill Prahlad, poisoning him, starving him, freezing him, burning him, frying him into a cauldron of oil. None of these had even the slightest impact on the boy, who remained smiling as he prayed to the Lord. So this is him with the classmates. He even got them to chant. So chapter 6, Prahlad instructs his demoniac fellow classmates. The sons of Hiranyakashipu's spiritual master Sukaracharya again began teaching Prahlad in their own way. But Prahlad Maharaj did not accept their instructions. While the teachers were absent from the classroom, Prahlad began to preach Krishna consciousness in the school, and by his instructions, all the classmates, class friends, the sons of the demons became devotees. Prahlad instructed his classmates, who are all sons of demons, that everyone must be interested in spiritual life from the beginning of life. Don't wait until the end, because the end will not come. Because by the time the end comes, it'll be too late. We're thinking, yes, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. I'll grow a little older, and then I'll dedicate my life to God. Guess what? It's not going to happen. Start now, immediately. This is what Prahlad's instructions were to his friends. One should not be very much interested in material enjoyment. Instead, one should be satisfied with whatever material profits are easily obtainable. And because the duration of one's life is very short, one should utilize every moment for spiritual advancement. One may think wrongly that in the beginning of our lives, let us enjoy material facilities, and in the old age, we may become Krishna conscious. His friends were convinced. They became devotees. Prahlad's class friends listened to Prahlad. They inquired, how did you become so learned and advanced? So Prahlad then in chapter 7 explains, when Hiranyakashipu left, when my father left, the kingdom, he went to the mountains. My mother, Kayadu, was pregnant, and the demigods arrested her. Their plan was to kill her. As soon as this child was born, they would kill the boy. However, Narad Muni stopped them from taking her away and took her to his ashram. He knew this is a devotee that's been given, he's going to come out of the womb. So Narad Muni stepped in and he said to the demigods, leave the boy alone, leave the mother alone. I'm going to take them to my ashram. And this is a nice picture where Narad Muni stops the demigods from killing the woman. Narad Muni gave her instructions on spiritual knowledge. Taking advantage of those instructions, Prahlad, although a small baby within the womb, listened very carefully. So this is the importance of when somebody is in the womb, the mother and the father should really read spiritual, books to that child, because he's listening in the womb. There is no change. Sorry, the spirit soul is always apart from the material body. There's no change in the spiritual form of the living entity. Any person above the bodily conception of life is pure and can receive transcendental knowledge. Prahlad accepted Narad Muni as his guru. The transcendental knowledge is devotional service. And Prahlad Maharaj, while living in the womb of his mother, received instructions in devotional service from Narad Muni. So, a few of Prahlad's qualities. He's equally disposed to friends and enemies. He was never envious. This is one of the most endearing qualities of a person. He's neutral. Friend or enemy, doesn't matter to him. Because he understands everybody's Krishna's servant. His character is the same as a super soul, equally disposed to all. His unflinching faith in Vasudeva, Krishna. He had such great faith. He didn't even know that he was being attacked, but he was always focused on Krishna. He had unalloyed devotion to him and attachment to Krishna, equipoised in every situation. He was caring for all living entities, spiritual beings. He could have acted like Jad Bharat. Jad Bharat, if devotees remember, he just acted dumb and deaf because he knew the uselessness of human material life. But Prahlad instead thought, my father is going to hell. Even if I die, at least I should sow a seed into his heart of bhakti. This is the greatness of Prahlad. Fearless, he was alone, 5-year-old, no material shelter. Even in good times, we can't chant. Can you imagine? This boy, he had no one. Absolutely no one. Any questions? Any comments?
Yes, could you explain what means puffed?
Puffed up means arrogant, full of oneself.
Oh, I see. Okay, right.
It's not a Sanskrit term.
Okay, yes.
Prabhuji, there was a chapter, I was just looking at it, where you said that they wanted to kill him when he was in the womb.
Hanji, yes.
Who was them? Is it
Not
like
to kill it. Actually,
they were Rakshas?
No, they were demigods. They were the Devata, Indra. They were they were thinking that this woman is pregnant.
Yeah.
The boy is going to be worse than the father. The father is already bad.
Yeah.
So we are going to kidnap this woman and kill the boy when he is born. We're going to kill him.
Because they thought that he would turn out to be just like his father.
Yes,
worse. And then take over the kingdom and cause more kind of havoc.
That's correct.
They were really concerned. Yeah.
That's correct.
And she was the wife of Hiranyakashipu.
Yes.
But these are all demigods, and they knew it, that if the boy is born, he will be worse than his father.
They thought.
They thought. Narad Muni, of course, knew that this boy is somebody special. He knew. So that's why he took him to his ashram.
And then he done all the Ved.
Yeah, he spoke the Vedas to the woman. And Prahlad was listening he was absorbing everything.
In the womb. Okay, thank you, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Very interesting today.
Yeah, no, thank you. So we'll continue have you done the Nishin Kavach already?
That was what we did, yeah.
Okay, let's just do a little bit more then, if that's okay. Who is this?
And also Riyansh did the other verses as well.
So who is this Prahlad, right? How come he must have been something amazing in the previous life. Let's have a look. Before Prahlad appeared in the womb of his mother, in his previous life, he was a great sensualist, i.e., he was addicted to enjoyment. He was attached to sense enjoyment, gratification. But something happened. One day, he didn't know that day was Nishinga Chaturdasi, but on that day, he met one of his girlfriends on the site of an old Nishinga temple. This was a very opulent temple, but now it had broken down. It was no longer in use. They wanted to enjoy. in that lonely place. But the temple was very dirty. There was a lot of garbage, leaves, branches. So first thing they did to facilitate their enjoyment was to clean the temple. That service was done on Nrsimha Chaturdasi in the holy site of a Nrsimha temple, had a extremely powerful effect. After cleaning the temple, the couple had an argument. The girl left. The boy was so upset, he just sat there for the rest of the night and day and night. He didn't eat, he didn't sleep. Prahlad. So this is what happened. In his next life, this is the boon that he had. He became Prahlad. He didn't even know what Nrsimha Chaturdasi is. He did it unknowingly. He served the temple unknowingly. Still, the Lord in the heart accepted this as a devotional service, so that in his next life, in the womb of his mother, when Narad Muni instructed his mother on Srimad, he understood. He understood. He got it immediately. So this is the power of bhakti. This is the power of doing some seva to the Lord. This is why Radharani is known as Bhakti Devi. Right? This bhakti is so powerful.
Could you repeat that? Sorry, the connection went bad. Could you repeat that last part, please, about the importance of bhakti? What did you say?
The what? Importance of bhakti. It is so powerful that even engaging in a little bhakti unknowingly can completely transform one's life. And this is why another name for Radharani is Bhakti Devi. She's in charge of bhakti. And because she's in charge, she's so kind and loving, we don't know how deep her love is. Even if you just do a little bit of bhakti, she will magnify it.
And that's why, and this is why we should go out and chant in the streets, because even complete lay people who's got no understanding, they will hear that chant, the Maha mantra, and that will heal them in some way. In some way, that will heal them.
It'll begin the process. Yes.
Yeah, the process. That's right. Because I heard a story of one Prabhuji saying that when they would go out and chant in front of pubs, and there'll be all these drunk people, and they would they would come out in their half drunk state, and then they would start making fun. But in making fun, they would start chanting, the Maha mantra, and that would actually save them. So
yes, they're thinking it's joking, but actually they're actually doing it in quite a pure way, and it will destroy their sins. It's like these kids, when they're chanting, they got no ulterior motive to chant. They're just chanting.
I was just thinking, Prabhuji, that what you're doing when you go to the schools is similar to what Prahlad is doing, because he went to his school and he was converting all those children, children of those demons into becoming suras. So you're doing the same thing, because there's so many kids from different religions, but they're getting exposed to the Krishna consciousness. So
well, we're doing it, aren't we? So it's not me. It's a joint effort. Yeah. And today was amazing because Elena came as well.
That's right.
And Prabhu came, Rohan. And what happened was
Elena was amazing. She completely transformed everything there. Yeah.
And you hear that question, right? The question from the teacher was, can anybody become a Hindu? Because they were having a debate in their classroom that only Indians can be Hindus. And the teacher was saying no. And everybody else was saying yes.
So and there wasn't a single Indian there. It was some, you're from Kenya, I'm from Sri Lanka, and Elena's from Ukraine. And we're all Hindus. So
that's right. And this is the beauty. She asked the question, and Elena answered, no, you don't have to be Hindu. You don't have to be Indian. And it was so powerful that she came and made that statement, And it's so powerful. Rohan was singing at the back. Singing, because I forgot my microphone, and so we needed somebody at the back singing, and Rohan was singing away, and he was so enthusiastically singing, and the children were really into it as well. So well done, Rohan.
Thank you.
That was Krishna's arrangement today. What happened?
I saw some Muslim girls. They were smiling and chanting loudly. Yeah,
Yes.
they were right at the back. They were smart, and then as they were going past, they turned around and gave me a beautiful smile. That was
Yeah.
Krishna smiling at me. I truly
Yeah.
believe that was Krishna smiling at me. I couldn't believe it. He picked a Muslim girl. She had a scarf over her head and everything. She was completely covered up. But she smiled at me. I said thank you, and I was so moved by that.
Yeah, it's true. Very true. Well done. Well done. That was amazing. Thank you very much. So we continue tomorrow. We got 2 days. There's a lot to share actually. We wanted to talk about where Lord Narasimhadeva is where he took his appearance. You know, this tamba here.
You can continue for another 5 minutes if you have time,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
No, we have. Let's do it. So let's carry on. So summary of which chapter we're doing now. Hang on. What happened here?
You've gone too far.
Gone too far. Okay, so chapter 8. Lord Narasimhadev slays the king of the demons. Okay, so Narasimhadev. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, it's a fasting day. So devotees fast until dusk, which is roughly about 9 o'clock at night. But
in London.
In London, yeah. Oh, yeah, in London.
Today?
No,
Wednesday. Oh, Wednesday. Okay, right.
But actually, what happened? Prahlad, he fasted all night in his previous life. So many devotees actually don't take any food at all, any prashad.
Okay, wait. You mean not to fast? You mean even on the day itself, on Wednesday,
yeah,
when it's supposed to break the fast, you actually continued until the next morning, yeah? Until Thursday morning, yeah?
Yeah, I'll send you some literature on it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, me too. I'm planning to do that. But of course, we can take prashad and then have it the day after. Don't go without empty-handed, of course. So, okay. Following the instruction of Prahlad, all the sons, became attached to Lord Vishnu. The teachers reported this to Hiranyakashipu, who challenged Prahlad that he was greater than God. So Prahlad said, Hiranyakashipu is not God. My father is not God. We began to glorify the Lord, stating that God is omnipresent, is omniscient. Omnipresent means present everywhere. Omniscient means aware of everything. Hiranyakashipu demanded to know, how dare you defy me? So he was in the palace. He was questioning Prahlad. How dare you defy me? I control the entire universe. But tell me, little boy, you're only 5. Where do you get this power of yours that you cannot be killed? I can't do anything to you. So Prahlad Maharaj, so intelligent, he replied, dear father, the source of my strength is also the source of your strength, and that is Vishnu, that is God himself. What? How dare you say there's somebody greater than me? You must wish to die by my hands. You speak of this God of yours, but tell me, Prahlad, where is he? I can't see him. Where is he? My dear father, God is omnipresent. He's present everywhere. There's nowhere where he's not present. Really? Is he here? And then Hiranyakashipu went to a pillar and he pointed at the pillar and he said, is he in this pillar? The demon taunted, tell me, let me see him protect you now. I'm going to smash this pillar and prove you wrong. No, father, he's in the pillar. No, he's not. He went to smash the pillar with a sword. Smash the pillar. When Hiranyakashipu heard this philosophy from his young son, he derided the boy's statement as talk of a child and forcefully struck the pillar with his fist. Drawing his sword, Hiranyakashipu struck its hilt against the pillar. As soon as Hiranyakashipu struck the column, a tremendous, tumultuous sound occurred. As the pillar crumbled in a cloud of dust. A deafening roar reverberated throughout the palace. The earth trembled. Hiranyakashipu watched with wide eyes as an enormous creature emerged from the remains of the pillar. Though walking on two legs, he had the head of a lion, his eyes blazing like fire. His golden mane shook like a million snakes, and his long tongue flicked about like a dwelling sword. This is one of the most glorious pictures. Whoever's made this amazing painting, you know. It's really, this is where the Lord so kindly came and he proved the words of his boy, his devotee are correct. He is present everywhere. There's nowhere where God is not. He's present in the pillar as well. And for a moment, Hiranyakashipu, he was thinking, wow, this is incredible. And then he sort of came to his senses and no, hang on a minute. I'm supposed to be fighting this fellow. So he's picked up his sword and started fighting the Lord. So let's stop there and we'll continue tomorrow.
Prabhuji?
Yes.
Is Ramachandra, is that the full name of Rama?
Yes, Ramachandra.
Yes. Okay, it's just that I heard one Mahaprabhu that came to one of the temples giving a speech, and he said that of all the avatars of Krishna, the two who are the most complete and most like Krishna are Narasimha and Ramachandra.
Correct.
So yeah, that just goes to show again, you know, it's the importance of Narasimha.
Correct.
Yeah, he's like the most closest to Krishna in terms of his, you know, form and his like, abilities, and
not necessarily form, but definitely in terms of they call it kalas.
Color. Yes, yes, sorry, not the form, you're right. In terms of his like features, right?
Yeah, that's right. And features or qualities, or it's a little bit more than that. How do you? I can't even think of the correct expression, but it's the closeness in terms of their ability to what they do, basically what they do.
Yeah, what they can do. I mean their powers.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Agreed. Thank you, Rohan. Nice one.
Thank you.
Okay, Nrsimha Bhagwan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki